Moving next, I would like to guide you through another qualifying activity for the purpose of the free zone framework, which is the ownership, management, and operation of ships. So, what is comprised in this qualifying activity? Here, when we're talking about ownership, management, and operation of ships, we are referring to ships used in international transportation of passengers, goods, or livestock, towing activities, as well as provision of general assistance to ships, dredging activities, offshore oil field and maritime services, leasing and chartering of ships on bareboat basis, shipbroking, organizing and overseeing voyages where it's treated as an auxiliary activity. So as you can see, there is a wide range of activities that can be considered as qualifying activities for the purpose of shipping activities. But it's important to note that this activity does not include ships that are used for local transportation or leisure or recreational purposes, or floating hotels, restaurants, or casinos, and also it does not include the leasing of shipping containers. It's also important to stress that this is one of the qualifying activities under which transactions with natural persons are not considered as excluded activity, and they may benefit from the 0% corporate tax on qualifying income. And here, since we are referring to ships, we need to understand what we mean by ships. When we are referring to ships, we have a wide interpretation. So we are referring to any structure normally operating or setting for operating in maritime navigation, regardless of its power and tonnage. So when we are referring to ships, we also include tugboats, barges, and other types of vessels that are used for marine transportation or to transport goods or passengers from vessels. And when we are referring to international transportations, we mean the movement of goods or persons beyond the territorial waters of the UAE. And transportations between two ports in the UAE, for example, when we have a cruise shipping sailing from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, this would be considered to be international transportation, provided that is an integral part of the transportation involving a broader itinerary that also includes ports outside of the UAE. So just to make this clear, I would like to guide you through this example related to ships used for international transportation because this is a very current practice. So in this case, we have PLLC, a free zone person that operates a fleet of ships that offer round-trip travel packages between ports in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Doha, and Manama. And in these cases, passengers can enjoy multiple specialty restaurants, shows, and other entertainment amenities as they travel back to their port of origin. So, in these cruise ships, they are navigating throughout different countries. And PLC ships transport through non-UAE ports. So, in this case, it doesn't fall within the exclusion for local transportation. And also in this case, the ships are not considered as floating hotels. So the transportation here includes natural persons, but as I mentioned before, the qualifying activity of ships, it's considered one of these exclusions. So the ownership, management, and operation of ships is not considered as an excluded activity for the purpose of the free zone framework. So to conclude, a PLC will be considered as performing a qualifying activity of ownership, management, and operation of ships. And now to guide you through a different example, as this ownership, management, and operation of ships is quite a broad qualifying activity. I wanted to mention an example from the offshore of off-field and maritime services industry. So in this case, we have a ship that is used in the offshore oil field and for maritime services purposes. And we have a DLC, a free zone person who owns and operations drilling rigs and handles drilling services to its customers. And DLC operations related to oil and gas exploration and extraction. And such services are considered to be included in the ownership, management, and operation of ships activity. So the LLC will be deemed as performing qualifying activities of ownership, management, and operation of ships.